Right, how's it going, everybody? Yes. At least these recorded. Is that Sir playing the flute? No, I don't play the flute. Right. Okay. So not entirely sure how this is going to. I've already made a terrible mistake this morning. To give you an idea of where my brain is at right now. The bin men come round to take away the recycling today, and I put my bin out last night thinking, oh, they always come pretty early in the morning, right? So put the bin out, and then earlier on I went outside and I fetched the bin back in, and I've just looked outside the window and the bin men have just arrived, so I guess I'll have to wait a couple of weeks before they empty my bin. Not that it really matters, because it takes me about 6 months to fill that bin up anyway, because of my low waste lifestyle. Hashtag low waste lifestyle. Okay, so we are going to make a game, but before we get started, need to make sure that everyone is all set up and ready to go. What I have done here, I've created a new project in Pycharm, and I just set up a new virtual environment. Here's something that you can do just to make sure that you have everything installed. I'm obviously assuming that you have Pycharm installed and you can run programs. The image is super low res. Yeah, I mean, I'm streaming at 1080p. Double check the settings and or your internet, but there's nothing to see on the screen right now anyway. If you go to the laptop does not have enough room for Pygame. We might be able to fix this. You go to settings, which is apparently not appearing on my list here, so just bear with me 1 minute. Let's go to the old window capture. That will do it. And let's zoom in. If you go to File and Settings and search for Interpreter, you should get a list of all of the bits that are installed in your interpreter. If you don't have Pygame there, click on the plus. That will open another window, which, because of the way my streaming's set up, you can't actually see, but it's a list of all the packages that you can download. If you search for Pygame, you should be able to just click it and then click install package, and jobs are good, and it'll download, and it should also appear there. Okay. Let me just have a quick look here. Some people are saying that they're not getting the wonderful 1080p. Let's just have a look at my settings here. It should be going out at 1920 by 1080. 1080 is fine for me. Okay, cool. So good. That's good. Yeah. Okay. So we're all on board now. Okay. So I sent you out. I sent you out the files on Discord, and I also put them up on the Google Classroom. If you haven't already, hopefully you can see this all right. Inside my project folder, I've got a graphics folder if you just right click, go to new directory, you can create a new folder there. I've called it graphics, and that is where I have stored ball.png and bat.png. So right click on your project folder, select new, and then select directory, and you will be able to enter your new directory name. Call it graphics. Drop the stuff in there, whatever. Okay. So just before I carry on, because I know there's nothing more frustrating than you getting stuff ready and then someone carrying on and saying, right, this is what you do now, and you're not ready for it and you end up missing stuff. Are you all sort of ready to go? My ears. You do have a volume control, right? Okay, so while people are getting set up, let me just run through what we're going to be making. We are going to be making a very, very basic breakout clone. Okay, so you've probably seen Breakout before. If you haven't, let's see if I can find a video for you here. Breakout game. Oh, here's the... Let's get past this intro and then I'll make it visible for you. Right, okay. No commentary. I'm always a little bit sketchy about showing other people's videos in my stream. Here's the Atari 2600 Breakout. Ours is going to be a lot better than this. Let me just add that on there. Okay. So this is me robbing it from YouTube here. But you know the format. You've got a bat at the bottom, which you control using your mouse or other controller. And there's a ball, and it bounces around, and the object of the game is to destroy all of the little blocks, and you get different points. This guy playing it is really bad at the game, it seems. But I was going to pause that because that sound is going right through me. But that gives you an idea of what we're striving towards. Now, we're probably not going to get it all done today, right? It's a game where you smash the Berlin Wall, yeah. I mean, you can put that spin on it, obviously. I'm going to show you how to build the basic building blocks, right? And you can modify the graphics as you see fit. Now, the reason we're doing this game is because most 2D games. Ooh, look at that. You don't want that. Get rid of that. Most 2D games are just variants on the same basic principles. Okay, you have sprites. They are tied to images. Those images are positioned at various different positions on the screen, and every 60th of a second or however long you end up updating the screen. You update the positions of things. You keep on going until something happens, right? Okay, so Amy says she is going to catch up. That's fine. Anyone else without Pygame? I am kind of wanting to get started now. So am I to assume that most of you have Pygame installed and are sort of like raring to go? How can you get the images into the graphics folder? You just save them into the folder, in the same way that you'd save any other image. You know, is this an actual lesson? It's an actual lesson for my A-level students. GCSE students are welcome to join in if they want, but a lot of it's going to be fairly high-level stuff. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is create a new Python file. I'm going to call it bust out. Yeah, see what I did there? Bust out. Now I'm hoping that you guys will be able to see this. Alright, so first of all we need to make sure that our Pygame install is working properly, and so we are going to import Pygame. Does anyone mind if I make that writing a little bit smaller? Is that text still easy to read? Once we've imported Pygame, we are going to initialize Pygame. That's what we're going to do to make sure that everything is installed and working. That is our first program. We are going to import Pygame. We're going to call pygame.init, and then we're going to run that code. Control-Shift-F10 will run the code. If it's working properly, you should get a little message like that. Pygame 1.9.6, hello from the Pygame community. Are we all, is that all good? Okay, so we've imported Pygame. Now what Pygame is it is a video game API, right? It's a whole bunch of code which sits behind what you're doing, which allows your machine to interface with the graphics card, the sound card, and stuff like that, so that you don't have to worry about actually writing that code. All you have to worry about is getting the your game up and running. Okay, you don't have to worry about the low-level stuff. Okay, so the first thing that you do when you're making a Pygame game is you have to initialize it. Now there's something else that we're going to do to make our lives easier. We are going to import some variables, some built-in variables from Pygame, which take a lot of the hassle out of understanding what various different values mean. Okay, so we're going to say from pygame.locals import star. Okay, now you don't have to worry too much about what's going on there. Basically what that line of code is doing is it's pulling out a bunch of preset values with their names. Okay, my mic is going mad. In what way is my mic going mad? There's a helicopter in my living room. Okay, I'll tell you what. Shall I try and let's see if I can and bring it back in. I mean, on mine, everything seems to be fine. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what that static is that you're. Maybe it's the aliens. I don't know. Oh. Is it that? I don't know. I mean, it might be that when I drink, the cup handle rubs against get some ASMR or something like that. I don't know. Okay, well let me know. Let me know if it becomes a problem. I don't have a power drill. Obviously I can't hear this stuff, so I don't know. I don't know how to fix it, and I apologise for that. I did have a dream about giant wasps in my house last night. Maybe it's them. It's on and off. Okay. Well, all of the stuff that I've got here is saying that everything is fine. Just keep an eye on it and let me know like what's going on. I suspect it's a YouTube thing. Right. Okay. So. So we need to get an actual window displayed here. Pygame.init will initialize all of the subsystems of Pygame. But what we're going to do is we are going to set up a window. To start off with, we're just going to make it fairly basic, 800 by 600 black screen. And in order to do that, we have to set up the display. So we say Pygame .display .set mode, and the argument that we pass to set mode is the screen height and the screen width as a tuple. So we're going to say 800 by 600. Okay. We're also going to set the caption. If we say Pygame.display.setCaption, this allows us to change the text that appears in the title bar. Okay, so we're going to call that bust out. There we go. And to start off with, we're just going to have an infinite loop. I know this is bad practice, but this is just to start off with, just to show that it works. We are going to say, oh sorry, I've messed up here. We need to actually assign this to a something called a display surface. Okay, so the display surface is the screen to all intents and purposes. Surfaces in Pygame are things like images and screens and anything that can be drawn to or can be drawn on another surface. And so when we set up the screen mode here, it returns a handle to the screen called displaySurf. Okay, so while true, we are just going to say Pygame .display .update, and for now that's it. Okay, the way that I'm going through this, I'm going to deliberately do things wrong and then go back and correct them. Okay, so rather than sort of starting off with a full plan in my head, I'm starting off with some vague notions and some vague ideas. And I'm going through those, and then I'm going to go back and refine the practice. Okay. So if I now run this, I need to just add a new window capture there. Okay, this is what I get. It's a black screen. Okay, it doesn't do anything. I can't do anything. In fact, if I try and exit, you're getting some more static, are you? There's nothing wrong with my mic. I think it's an issue with the transmission. I think there's something going on with YouTube. I'll tell you what I'm going to try. I am going to try pausing the stream and then restarting it. We'll see how that goes. just before I do that, here's the thing. When you run this black screen, if you try and close it, you'll find that you can't close it. At the moment, all we're doing is running the black screen. We don't even have the controls to get rid of the screen. The only way that you'll be able to actually get rid of it, I don't think even Alt F4 will work, but the only way that you'll be able to get rid of it is by clicking on the stop icon there, or by pressing Control and F2. Okay, so if I click on that, it should go away, and you'll get a traceback error. Okay. Yeah, you'll have a close button, but it won't work. It won't do anything. Okay. Right, to try and fix this microphone issue that you guys are reporting, I'm going to try pausing the stream and then coming back in. So just bear with me a second.